Once upon a time, in the vibrant city of Ajalake, there lives a wealthy woman named Tola Dove. Tola is a very rich, successful, and educated lady. She is the only daughter of a powerful and affluent Dove family. She has everything money could buy, but lacks the only thing her heart yearned for, which is true love. Despite her elite status and immense wealth, Tola is lonely and miserable. Over the years, she had been deceived by numerous men who feigned love to access her riches, leaving her heart shattered and her trust broken. Desperation led Tola to seek love in unexpected places. One day, she found solace in Ayo, a houseboy who had been serving her for a long time. He was kind, attentive, and seemed genuinely interested in her. Her parents did not approve of their relationship, but against her family's advice, Tola fell in love with Ayo. Believing she had finally found a man who loved her for who she was, they got married, and for a while, Tola experienced the happiness she had longed for. For 2 good years, Tola and Ayo lived a blissful life. They traveled the world, shared dreams, and built what Tola believed was a solid foundation of love and trust. She thought she had finally escaped the cycle of deception and heartache. Her family, though initially skeptical, began to accept Ayo, seeing how happy he made her. Suddenly, Tola's world came crashing down when Ayo disappeared one day, taking with him a significant portion of her money and properties. The betrayal was a crushing blow. The man she had trusted above all others used her just like the rest. Devastated and humiliated, Tola withdrew from the society, her heart heavier than ever before. After a long time, Tola is determined to find true love again. She decides to leave the vibrant city of Ajalake and move to a smaller town where no one knows her or her family's status. She needed a fresh start, a place where she could blend in and perhaps find someone who would love her for her true self. She devised a plan to disguise as a poor mechanic, hoping that by stripping away all her wealth, she will be able to know who genuinely loves and cares for her. After a while, Tola finally moved to a small town called Okenla, where she reinvented herself as a humble mechanic. She traded her luxurious lifestyle for greasy overalls and a modest workshop. The transformation was challenging, but Tola was more determined. She learned the skills of trade and opened a small garage, ready to face the world alone. Life as a mechanic was tough for Tola. The work was tedious, and the town's residents were skeptical of a female mechanic. Tola faced constant mockery and doubt. Customers questioned her abilities and endured endless humiliation from men who looked down on her. Yet, with each challenge, Tola's strength grew stronger. Tola's days were filled with hard labor and frequent humiliation. Many men came to her garage not for car repairs, but to ridicule her. They made crude jokes and bet on how long she would last in the business. Despite the harsh treatment, Tola kept her head in the game, knowing that her journey to find true love required this test of character. One fateful day, Femi, a handsome banker, arrived at Tola's garage with a broken-down car. He was visiting his family in town when his vehicle started malfunctioning and he decided to get it fixed immediately. Desperate for a quick repair, he found Tola's garage, skeptical at first, but soon impressed by her skill and hard work. As she walked on his car, their eyes met and sparked an unexpected feelings. Femi would always find an excuse to return to Tola's garage. Minor issues with his car and casual visits became a regular occurrence. Despite her initial wariness, Tola began to look forward to his visit. Their conversations deepened, and Tola felt a connection she had not experienced in a while. Over time, Femi's visit became more personal. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and struggles. Tola admires Femi's intelligence and kindness, while Femi was drawn to Tola's resilience and strength. The bond between them grew, and Tola found herself opening up to him in many ways she had not expected. One evening, after closing the garage, Tola and Femi sat on a bench outside. Watching the sunset, Femi confessed his growing feelings to her, expressing his admiration and love. Tola, though hesitant, felt her heart stir with hope. She wanted to trust him, but was afraid of another heartbreak. Despite her fears, Tola decided to give Femi a chance. They began dating, sharing beautiful moments together. Femi's sincerity and devotion slowly melted Tola's guarded heart. They explored the town together, laughed together, and built memories that strengthened their bond over time. As their relationship deepened, Femi often stayed late at the garage, helping Tola with her work or simply enjoying her company. They spent nights talking about their future, dreaming of a life filled with love and happiness. For the first time in a long while, Tola felt cherished and cared for. As their love blossomed and grew stronger by the day, Tola had been fighting the urge to reveal her true identity to the man she had fallen in love with. She had been waiting patiently to see if he was just like every other man she had been with, but Femi would always pass every test Tola threw his way. One evening, Tola decided to let the cat out of the bag and reveal her true self to her newfound love. She opened up to him and told him all about her past, her wealth, her family, and the betrayals she has suffered from men. Femi was stunned, but appreciated her honesty. He assured her that his love was genuine and not influenced by her wealth. Despite Femi's reassurances, Tola sensed a change in him after her revelation. He became distant, his visits less frequent. Tola's heart ached with fear of losing him. She couldn't understand why he was pulling away after all they had shared. Femi's absence grew more pronounced. He stopped visiting the garage and avoided Tola's calls. Tola, confused and devastated, couldn't comprehend why he was distancing himself. She feared that her past and her wealth had once again become a barrier to her happiness. Desperate for answers, Tola confronted Femi. He admitted his fears, but did not explain the real reason behind his actions. Tola felt rejected and heartbroken. The pain of not knowing the reason of his withdrawal was unbearable. She longed for clarity, but Femi remained silent. After days of agony, Femi finally opened up to Tola. He revealed his traumatic past, how he had been married to a wealthy woman who treated him poorly. The marriage had been a nightmare, filled with disrespect and abuse from his ex-wife and her powerful family. The experience left him scared and afraid of repeating the same mistakes. Femi's confession left Tola stunned. She understood his fears, but felt helpless. She loves him deeply and did not want to lose him. She realized that his past was a heavy burden that overshadowed their present. Despite her own pain, she emphasized with his trauma. Determined not to let go of their love, Tola visited Femi and made a heartfelt plea. She dropped to her knees, tears streaming down her face, begging him to reconsider. She vowed to denounce her wealth and detach herself from her family if it meant they could be together. Femi, though moved, but did not change his mind. Femi decided to end their relationship as he is unable to overcome his fears. Tola was devastated. The rejection shattered her, leaving her in a state of despair. She couldn't think of a life without Femi, the man who had brought joy and hope back into her heart. 10 weeks later, Tola discovered she was pregnant with Femi's child. The news brought mixed emotions, joy for the new life growing inside her, and sorrow for the broken relationship. She hoped the baby would be a reason for Femi to reconsider, but she wasn't sure if it would be enough. Tola confided in her mother about the pregnancy and her love for Femi. Her mother, seeing her daughter's pain, agreed to support her. Together, they decided to visit Femi and share the news, hoping it would bring him back. Femi welcomed Tola and her mother as they visited him and listened to what they have to say. The news of the pregnancy left him torn between his love for Tola and the fear of the past repeating itself. He had been miserable since the breakup, but was more terrified of the future. The responsibility of a child added to his worries. After much contemplation, Femi realized he couldn't let his past dictate his future. He loves Tola and wants to be there for their child. He agreed to give their relationship another chance, promising to overcome his fears. Their reunion filled with tears of joy and relief. Tola and Femi began planning their future together, focusing on their love and the family they were about to build. They decided to have a small, intimate wedding, inviting only closest family and friends. The preparations brought them closer, reigniting the spark they once shared. The day of the wedding had arrived, and it was a beautiful and simple ceremony. Tola wore a modest dress, and Femi looked dapper in a suit. They exchanged vows in front of their loved ones, promising to cherish and support each other through all their life's challenges. The intimacy of the ceremony symbolized that their commitment to building a life based on love, mutual respect, and free from all the shadows of their past. After the wedding, Tola and Femi settled into their new life together. They moved to a new apartment in the small town where Tola had first disguised herself as a mechanic. The simplicity of their new life brought them closer and allowed them to focus on what truly mattered: their love and their growing family. Femi continued his work as a banker while Tola managed the garage, which now thrived under their combined efforts. 9 months later, Tola gave birth to a beautiful bouncing baby boy. They named him Adetayo, which means come with joy. The arrival of Adetayo marked a new chapter in their lives, filled with hope and happiness. The struggles and heartaches of the past seemed distant as they embraced the joys and challenges of parenthood. Their love, tested by trials and tribulations, but it emerged stronger and more resilient. Tola and Femi learned to trust each other and to build a future free from shadows of their past. Their journey, though with some moments of pain and uncertainty, led them to a place of genuine love and fulfillment. Tola's journey to find true love taught her that wealth and power could never replace the profound connection of two hearts, united in genuine affection and mutual respect. As they watched Adetola grow, they knew their love would continue to unfold, bringing joy and hope to their family for generations to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, let us know what you think about this story in the comment section.